Terrific panel. Thank you all. So a couple of things. One is I think this has been a terrifically educational day. We've had amazing talks by lots of people, and I would also like to thank everybody who's here because the discussion, I think, is really what's helped to bring this into focus. But very frankly, our work today was sort of the easy day. And tomorrow is the harder day because tomorrow we're going to ask you to try to figure out what the next steps are and how to make a difference nationally. We heard about a lot of great programs today, but we only invited people who had great programs to speak. And we didn't invite anybody who thought that navigation was a lousy idea or had a bad program. So we've heard one end of the spectrum, but frankly, I think all of you know, and the reason you're here is that this is a small part of what's going on nationally. And nationally, there is a vacuum in this area. And the question is, as a group and from the view of the National Cancer Policy Forum, how can we make this different in the U.S. if we come back a couple of years from now and can look at those results? So think about, excuse me, think about that a little bit overnight. A few housekeeping things. We have breakfast tomorrow morning at 7:30, and we're going to start promptly at 8. And we're going to be talking a little bit about some more of the financial aspects of navigation programs because as I was pestering Nick, you know, for those of us who live in the administrative world, we're trying to figure out how to make this a credible and sustainable program at our own institutions. We'll talk a lot about that. Secondly, some of you have asked to get the slides. And so, excuse me, all the slides, and in fact, the video of the entire workshop will be on the National Cancer Policy Forum website in about a week or so. So, yeah, I saw all of you snapping with your cell phones, filling up your memory of all of those slides, but they'll all be readily available for you in another week or so. So that'd be great. And I think that's terrific because so much good information is on these slides for us to take back and to think about in more detail. And then finally, and not least, we now have a reception, which is one way for us to thank you for coming and participating, and another is an option for us to continue the dialogue on an intimate basis. So there's been a lot of discussion. There was a lot of chatter during the breaks. Now you get to do it over wine and cheese. And the way to get there is to go out these doors in the back of the room, across the hall to the elevators, and go up to the 3rd floor. And in that atrium is where we're going to have our social hours. So thank you all for everything today and for coming, and see you upstairs in a few minutes.